No problem. I'll repeat the same pointers firstly. Then we'll start from the today's session. Okay. So yesterday we have discussed about the SAP architecture. Okay, which were having, and also we have discussed about this EC core. That what we are having EC core. Just give me a second. Okay. So EC core, what the foundation data will be employee data and the workflows and the people profile, which I've explained from the demos also, like from the instance that how the system look like, the UI interface which we have. Also like the time of timesheet, global assignment, concurrent employment, and the contingent workforce that we have discussed yesterday. Also, like the SAP Activate Cloud Implement methodology, okay, that we have discussed. Other than this, how the implementation will be having the steps from prepare to deploy, and how the iteration will work for implementation. So that we have discussed yesterday. Okay, now today I'll discuss the important point that is the foundation data, which we have discussed yesterday. That is a base for any of the employee central. Okay, that what is the foundation data which we are having? It means like for any of the system, there is a data which is the foundation for on which we are doing everything, which is the core thing of any of the system. Okay, it means like if you can remember in this slide, that is the org structure, job structure, and pay structure in custom. Just give me a second. I'm just putting it on the. Uh, okay. Okay. So we need to like go one by one. What is like of the org structure, job structure, pay structure, and location structure. That is the four thing which we need to focus while doing the implementation. We need to take the requirement. We need to discuss these pointers while discussing into the workshops. Okay, so org structure is basically the employee and the position belongs to. Like it means like in the organization, the employee is having the certain types of the information that is like of the business unit. The person is belong to this BU, the person is belong to this department. Okay, the person is having this position, this job title. Okay, this the person is having that the position is HR onto the human resource position. So whatever the information that is related to the uh, employee and the position is within the organization, so that will having the org structure. Okay, I will explain you in the detail also like how the org structure look like and how we will do the configuration of the org structure. Okay, what is the job structure? Job structure is basically like tells you about like what the person do in the organization. It means like the human resources is the position. There is a difference in between the job functioning and the position. That the position is the person like seated on the seat. Okay, in the organization. Job structure is basically the what the functioning that he is doing. What is the KRAs of that person or the employee in the organization. Okay, that calls the job structure in which there are some job grades, job classifications, job family. These all things we are under the job structure we are having. Okay, pay structure means like the person is like having a different pay grades, different like of the pay components we are using in the company. Okay, so how we are segregating the person like onto the basis of the pay structures, like the pay grades. Maybe you are at the HR level one, then HR level two. We are having in the company that we are having HR manager. So the person is having the different pay grades. The person will not all the person will not have the same pay grade, same pay components. Maybe the HR manager will get the one time different bonus. We are getting the different one time bonus. These are also consolidated into the pay structure. Okay, location structure is basically the person sits into like on in Delhi. Okay, and he is driving something into the Bangalore. Okay, so we need to describe that this is the your reporting location. Okay, where what is your base location where you hired in the company. Okay, maybe you hired in the company in Noida, but there are some projects for which you were working for Bangalore location. So you can maybe the working location would be the Bangalore and the reporting location or the base location would be Noida. So on these basis, we need to segregate these things, the foundation object by which we can build up the employ everything in the system. So this is that's why in the SAP success factor, these things will consolidate and called as employee central core. Okay. Any question on these four structures? Anyone like from your side? Okay, it is like open to discuss. Like whenever you will have any question, please let me know. Okay, any of you. So next is just give me a second. Okay, that I have explained you that org structure basically organization management is basically having some subtypes that is called the legal entity. Legal entity is nothing. Okay, that is the company code where the person is hired. Okay, it means like the person for an example, you working in the Unigigs. Unigigs is basically a company code for you. Okay, so this is the company code which determines that what country you belongs to. One legal entity is having only the one country. For let's say the Tata company or maybe the Reliance company is having two branches. That is one is Reliance Money or one is the Reliance Trend. Okay, but Reliance Trend is from Canada and Reliance Money is from USA. Okay, so you need to have the two different legal entities for them. Okay, because these companies will are having the two different countries, so you need to make the two different legal entities in the system. Okay, to define that this company code is belong to this country and this company is belongs to this country. So we need to segregate onto the basis of the country legal entity. Business unit is nothing like it is the lower level to the legal entity which determines that how the functionality of the legal entities defined or segregated onto the basis of onto the business area. For an example, I will take the example of barista. Okay, barista is having the different uh, what we can say the business unit. They are having the CPG, that is the consumer product goods. They are having the DTD, that is the direct to goods. DTG, sorry, direct to goods. Okay, so they are having different business unit. They are having cafes. Okay, they are having some sort of direct to consumers. Like these are the things which we directly provide to the consumers. Okay, so these are the business unit on which we are segregating that. Some of the divisions. Okay, divisions it means like we are having in the cafes. These are the divisions which we are having like cafes and other things departments we are having. For an example, in cafes we have the department. This is the department like financial departments we are have. These are the HR department. So these are the things which we will segregate after division. Okay, cost center, like for an example, for this department cost center can associate it to, it means like this cost center can associate it to legal entity also, can associate it to department, can associate it to division, can associate it to business unit. That is totally depend from the uh, company requirement. Okay, whatever like we have the requirement, so we can segregate or we can associate cost center to department, department to division, to business unit, to legal entity. It means like there is a department that is the financial department. The one is the HR department. Okay, so there is a different cost center we have allocated to all the department specific wise. So these cost center basically, if you want to get an idea, that is from the backend side or the main idea that why we are creating the cost center. So you need to understand that is there is a one thing SAP S4 HANA. Okay, that basically consists of maybe the things like because success factor is having his payroll also, that is called ECP. Also we are mostly the I think the most of the clients are using the SAP S4 HANA for payroll purposes. Okay, so we need to create the cost centers there also, like because the payroll will be calculated there. So we need to have the legal entity association with cost center, that what cost center is having which legal entity, which department, which division, which business unit. That coming on later also, that you will got to know from the system perspective. And same is goes with the location. It means like they can have the association with these five also, or maybe they can specific one. For an example, Delhi is a location and Bangalore is a location. These two locations we are having in the system. Okay, but the Delhi location is basically associated to this legal entity. That is, one is to the Reliance or maybe to the Barista. Okay, but the Bangalore location is associated to the IT company only. Okay, so we need to segregate onto the basis of what basically the client is having the requirement. Okay, the position is very important in the system, that the person is onto the sales director, onto the sales, any of the position. Like for an example, I told you about the HR manager. So these are the things which we need to assign one of the person. It means like the person is sitting in the company on which role. So this is called the position. I think I have covered the much more important point. Do you guys like having any question on this? If no question, then I'll move it to just give me a second to the system. So to give you the better understanding on this, just give me a second. Okay, so I'm just sharing this. Is this visible, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, can see.
So here you can see that which I've explained you, that if you want to see that your where is your foundation data looks like, okay, and where you have put it all the things, how it is looking like. So you can go on to the org chart. Org chart we have into the in this home. Firstly, you need to understand this UI also. What is this home? Home is basically consisting of all the pointers which is related to every module. Okay, it means like the admin center, that consists of all the things. For an example, I'll explain you firstly this UI also to get you the more connection with this. So it means like whatever the information we have related to the data, that is you can download the files here. The upgrade center, what are the upgrades are coming onto the system, that is you can reflect here. These are the integrations are performing here. Okay, these are the tools. For an example, in the recent tools, or maybe you want to search anything here. What you are doing like from the system, you can go from here as well. Whatever the things. Okay, so you can go from here. The workflow request, everything you can see from here from the admin center. Okay, and these are the admin alerts. Like what are the alerts we are already making in the system? That the accrual tools, the timesheets, you can see anything here. Okay, what is system health? What these warnings can reflect in your system? It means there are some things which you need to focus on. It means there are some errors on which you this these are the errors which are reflecting in the system. You need to focus on this and you need to remove or rectify these errors. Okay, these are the integration center. It means like I will explain you after some of the session, that for any of the requirement, the integration must need. It means like from to the downstream and upstream. Anybody knows about the upstream application or downstream application here? Can anybody tell me about this? Okay, if nobody knows, I will explain you that it means like the upstream application. It means like from success factor. Okay, there's some like of the things like chronos, if you can tell that for timesheet we are using. So some data that is of your punch in and punch out data is coming from chronos to success factor. It means like from upstream, that from there to that the success factor you are consuming that data from Chronos. Okay, this some of the data that is coming going from your success factor to the different system, that is to the ADP or maybe the Imperial benefits. Okay, these are the system called if we are using the benefits. So there's some system of Imperium in which we are conferring the benefits also in the EC also success factor, but some of the what we can say the clients are using the Imperium, some of the using for ADP, that is for called as the data processing um, uh, the data processing tools which we are having in the market. So they are using that or they are consuming the data from success factor to there. So that is called the downstream application. So this is the main question. I think anyone like from the uh, good companies, if you will give the interview, so they can ask you first question that would be on what is the downstream and upstream applications that the success factor are using. Okay, so this is a very important to understand about this thing, so you can relate what SuccessFactors is basically doing. Okay, so in the integration center, what we will do that we will make the interfaces. Okay, that is from the upstream applications or and from SuccessFactor to the other application that is called the downstream application. So you can relate everything here from the success factor, employee center. These are the reports. What reports we have made in the system that you can see here. That for an example, these are the job info dummy that somebody make here. So what are the job information we are having for every of the employee? So you can see from here. Okay, these are some resources that you want to see that what is the health portal. It means like some of the KBAs you want like for any of the XYZ issue, so you can check from here also. Okay, so this is basically the admin center here. Other than this, the calibration, these all things are like different for the different modules, that is PNGM, careers and compensation, that is called for we are using that. Okay. The dynamic teams we were having in like what are the teams we are having as of now in the system. Employee file that I have already explained yesterday, employee profile which we are having. Okay, learning tool is totally what are the courses we are having in the system. Okay, it means some of the companies or the clients are will give you some of the specific courses, okay, in the system that you need to complete before the deadlock or before the timeline. So you need to complete that. Okay, these are the things which we need to focus is while doing the uh, implementation. These all things. Okay, what I'm explaining that was the org chart. Okay, that is the foundation data which I have explained you that what sort of things we are having as of now. So this is called the org chart, basically the position hierarchy. But that come on later. That as of now, this is related to you. That is the company structure overview. Okay, so in which you can see your legal entity, your data that is of division. So you can go from the department for lower level to higher level, from higher level to lower level also. That I have explained yesterday also, but I'll give you the you will have the more clarity from today. Just give me a second. Okay. So you can see here, which I've explained you, legal entity is basically the company code of any of the like for employee. This is the company code. The employee belongs to this company code. Okay, that is the Adani Group is like the company code for that person. Okay, and basically this legal entity is having only the one company country. Okay, that you can see from managed data. If, from where you can configure this from the technical perspective, that how you can do the configuration, because that was the interface only, how you will configure your legal entity. Okay, you so this is the managed data where you have all the data in the system. So you can see here what are the data we are consolidated in the system and what are the data we need to create here. So you can create from here also all the data. Okay, whether it would be a legal entity, the business unit, department. Some of the data we are having in the managed job pay structure also. That is called the legacy data. Okay. This is the MDF data. That is what we can say the migrated data from the legacy system. Okay, primarily what we are using in the system, that is called manage job pay structure. Okay, in which we are having these things like the location, pay range, frequency, dynamic role, workflow, and event region. Primarily all the things like of the this org structure, like the legal entity, business unit, department, division, these are all into the legacy. But now after all releases, all updates in the success factor, that is migrated from the legacy, that is from managed job pay structure to the managed data. Now we can easily create the legal entity. Okay, so for your legal entity, which I was like explaining, so this is the Adani group. Okay, so you can check here also Adani. Okay, this is the Adani group which is there. So how we have configured that? You can see here that is the Adani group already. Okay, but how we will configure and how we doing the configuration? So you can see from here. Okay, the country would be India only, which I've explained you here. Okay, that every legal entity must be having only the one country here. These are the things which we need to make or put while making the legal entity, any of the legal entities. Okay, what is the default pay group from where the all pays will be delivered to the employees, like from where the payroll is like getting the money, like from which is the cost center for that. So this is the main default pay group. Okay, so they put the 48
So,
hour at, yes.
legal entity is the highest level in the structure, or because I think in the first slide which you showed today,
Mhm, mhm,
regarding, where we were discussing all the different terminologies, division, legal entity,
mhm.
company, and so those organization. So, like, what comes on the top? The legal
That is legal
entity.
entity. Legal
Okay.
entity. Some of the clients, what they will say that legal entity, they don't know what they will rename as a company code. Okay, the
Okay.
company code, and
Hmm.
some of them the legal entity, but legal entity and company code are same. And this is the highest, what we can say, the upper level of any of the org structure. So you
Okay.
need to make first that the legal entity in the system.
Okay.
Okay, they have not made here state, district, and these things, that is not related, or maybe that they do not have the what we can say the data. But if you can make there, so what we can you do, you can make the correction here. Okay, you can make the state here, that for which state your this legal entity belongs to. It means like for Tata Communication or for any of the Tata like Tata legal entity, they are having the head offices in Mumbai or in Pune. Okay, so you can make the state here also as per the legal entity. So these things, while creating any of the legal entity, you need to be very careful while creating any of the legal entity, because this is the foundation data. Whatever you are creating after this, all the things belongs to this legal entity. Okay. In this
Okay.
similar way, we are having the business unit. If you can go on to the business unit also, and what is that? The business unit, that is AG underscore AEEL. That is the code for every of the business unit. You can see legal entity code here. Okay, this is the group for this is the legal entity code, and you need to drive all the things of the downstream application and the upstream applications from this code. Okay, this code is very important. You cannot give this legal ID name. You need to go from the mapping. If you want to do like for any of the system, you can go from here. Okay, and this is AG underscore AEL. Okay, this is the business unit which we are having. So you can see here that the legal entity association. Okay, this business unit is associated to this legal entity. Now you can see from the make corrections also that the status is active. You can make the head of the unit. Maybe for this business unit, you have a head of the unit, so you can make head of the unit also here. The person sits, if nobody is sitting here on this position, so you will not be having the head of the unit. If the company have the requirement, you need to make every business unit with the head of the unit, so you need to make it here. Okay, here is the automobile and SID, that is as per the what we can say the custom fields we are having in the business unit. But these are the generic fields. These all are from start date to head of the unit. These are every client needs this. Okay, and why the legal entity is coming here? That is the association for every of the business unit. The legal entity is associated. Now, if you want to associate this business unit to the different legal entity, so you can that make also some of the companies will have the requirement that there would be the two legal entity. One is in the USA, one is in the Canada. Okay, and this business unit is associated to both of the legal entity. That is in the USA also, in Canada also. So you can make the changes here. You can make the different. That is, you can just put the Argentina also here, and this will be workable for both. If you can see the legal entity here, so AEL is coming under legal entity of Adani Group also, and under this Argentina also. So I think this is very what we can say the technical wise, like you need to understand that how you will do the associations, because if you can make that association in the system, so that will workable, and everything is depend on this whatever you are making the changes, or whatever you are doing in the employee profile and the other things and the configuration. So everything is depend on this org structure. So that's why yesterday I was like also focusing on to the org structure, because whenever you are doing any of the implementation, this is very important, or what we can say the needful. You need to understand the org structure from the company, that what currently they are having, what basically maybe they are using SPHCM, Workday, Darwin Works, whatever they are using, but how the structure is defined in that company. You need to make that structure in this way, because you do not have any other option. Whatever the data you will get from their side, you need to make in this way only. Then your employee center, your success factor will work as per the SAP recommend us the what we can say the best practices of SAP. Okay, so in this way you can see here the division associated to cost center, which I told you. In some of the companies, a cost center is associated to division, and cost center is associated to department. If you can,
I just have a question.
yes.
So, the similar fields, okay, all these fields we see
Hmm.
in while if we are configuring in SAP as well. So,
Hmm.
is it like SuccessFactor and SAP are two different, or it's like a merger? Like I am doing all the setup in SuccessFactor, and it's been like which is the upstream application, or both are same?
I'll tell you that I have some of one slide is also I'm having, in
Hmm.
which you can explain that you can understand that what is the difference we are having from SAP HCM to
Okay.
SuccessFactor. For let's say, have you worked on SAP HCM prior? If you
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
so you have seen there is a organization management, okay, OM there, okay,
Right.
OM and PA personal administration is there, okay. So
Right.
in the OM, what is OM? That is basically the company structure. Okay, that is this similar to the company structure. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
if you can see that slide, is this visible to you? This slide? I think
Yeah,
no.
I think you are on the same page.
Just give me a second. I'm just sharing again, so you can get the better understanding. Just give me a second. Is this visible now?
Yes.
Okay, there is a one thing. Yeah, this is. So you can see here, this is the SAP HCM. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
the legal entity company code is same in SAP HCM also, in EC also, in SuccessFactor. Okay, sector we are having in here, that is the org unit. So you can see in SAP HCM org unit is defined for these four of the pointers. Okay,
Right.
but there is only the org unit only. That's why
Mm-hmm.
there is the confusion created from their side to this side. When you are doing the implementation and you are doing the gathering, requirement gathering, so they are having the understanding only of the org unit. They do not have the understanding of the division department. So you need to tell them that for an example, they are having these business unit and the data of department. So you need to tell them I think this is the department you need to have the association in the success factor, and these are the divisions which is in the org unit you are having.
Okay.
Okay, if for let's say you are saying this org unit division is basically like the business unit. Okay, you may be confused also because sometimes division looks like the business unit. Okay, you may made the segregation onto the basis of the division, but you need to be very careful while doing this org structure configuration with them. So I think this comparison of SAP HCM or the mapping, what we can say from SAP HCM to EC. So you're coming to your question that from the upstream application. So basically SAP HCM to success factor you are going. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
SAP HCM is the upstream application. From there, you are going to the success factor. Now, if you're talking about the downstream, so there is the SAP S4 HANA, in which you are
Mhm.
sending some data from here, like cost centers, legal entity, you are sending from success factor to SAP S4 HANA payroll. So that is called the downstream
Okay.
application. Okay. So
Okay.
now again, I'm
Got
coming
it.
on to the system. Okay. So you can see here that the cost center is associated to department. They made the configuration in this way. Okay. I think from tomorrow onwards, once you will enroll, so we will provide you the credentials for the system also. Okay. So I will give you some work to make one legal entity and some this org structure I need from your side. What is your um thinking on the org structure, that how you are consolidate some data. Okay, maybe you can take any of the organization from the country, and you just need to make some divisions, department, cost centers, and business unit there. Okay, each of you, like once you will have the from the tomorrow session, you will get an idea that how you will make that, because I will more focus on to the configuration part, because I don't want to be on that part. You will have to be very clear about the basics of success factor with the implementation, with the practical knowledge, because you need to do the practical there. You will not have to give them the definitions and the other things. That's why I will explain you from the system perspective. Okay, so these are the things you need to make into the managed data. Okay, and these are the things which you can make here in the managed job pay structure. What is the difference between managed data and managed job pay structure? I just told you. Maybe can someone can again tell me about this? If somebody can repeat on this part, because I want to know like from your side also that how much you are consuming from my side, because I am telling everything because I know on what is pace I need to go. Can somebody tell me on this part and what is the difference in between of these two? Nobody is having understanding on this. From the team members who have joined, Kirti, Kiran, Farah, Ramya, Ankit, anybody is having that understanding on managed job pay structure and managed data? That what is the difference in that? Because this is very important to understand. If we are not onto that, then we need to get more understanding. Again, I can explain you. I think 20, 30 times I can explain you, but that would be for your betterment. Like you need to go from there. Guys, please speak. This is the interactive session. If nobody can speak, then I don't think so. This is not the one-way session from my side. You need to talk.
I'm sorry, Prasad. I'm new, so this is
Oh
the
yeah,
first time I'm listening to this concept, but I'm happy to hear.
yeah.
And
Hi, Ramya.
yeah, hi.
So have you gone through that? What I gave the explanation on manage job pay structure and manage data? Were you be there like at that time?
No, no, no. This is the first class. I just messaged in the WhatsApp.
Okay,
today, and I
okay.
just
Uh,
joined. Yeah.
Farah and maybe Kirti and Kiran, you were like from the starting. So can you please let me know that on manage job pay structure and manage data?
So I'll just answer your question, but I don't know whether it is correct or wrong. So that is
No
like,
problem.
yeah,
If please don't hesitate to give the answer on any of the question of mine. Okay, and you can ask me at 20 times, 30 times because this is for you. Because after
yes,
once the yeah, please tell
yeah.
me.
So managed data is nothing but which is related to the org structure, I can
Mm-hmm.
say. And when it is comes to the compensation like management, it is completely related to the payroll components where the pay structures will be there. So that is the similar. I mean, I can found this is the difference.
I think you are 50% correct there. So for let's say
Maybe,
manage data, you were saying for
So
yeah,
there will
Ramya,
be the
you were saying something.
sorry, just on a basic understanding of what I have. Maybe
Hmm.
what I understand managed job pay structure is it consists of the pay scale, what a pay scale type, and what level they are in, and what
Hmm.
group they come into.
Hmm. Okay, so I'll explain you guys again, no problem in that. I'm just sharing my screen. Okay. Okay, you can see here that the managed data. Okay, this is having all the org structure related fields here. Okay, but some of the fields are here also, like location, pay component. Okay, the pay structure part and location part. These are here also. Okay, in this. So these are the legacy data. Okay, if somebody will ask you what is the difference in between these two, so you can say whatever the legal legacy data we were having in the system, so that consists into the managed org, pay, and job structure. So you can see by the name also org structure also was like here. After some releases, after like we can say if you can see like before 3 years or 4 years, so org structure that is all legal entity business unit were also here only. Okay, after some releases, that is migrated to the managed data. So you can see whatever the MDF data that is called migrated data that is coming from legacy to this data. So that is coming here. So this is the difference that whatever the legacy data we are having that is into the managed org, pay and job structure, and what is the migrated data that is from the legacy to the system that we are having in managed data. Okay, so this is the main difference in between these two. Okay, now coming to the again other point. So if you can see here in the managed job structure, you can make the locations also. Okay, in location is very important in the location code. So for Delhi location, you can make here the DL, that is a Del for code, that is for Delhi. Description you can give that is the reporting location or that is the working location. That depends on the requirement. Location group if we are making here, that is fine. Otherwise, we can make it blank here. Time zone, we need to make it that is IST zone, EST zone, whatever the zone we are working. So we need to make here that zone. The standard weekly hours you have seen in the company code that where is the legal entity? So there were 48 hours weekly hours. So you can have to make here. Employee ID, you need to make blank here. No, nothing as like the problem. Legal entity, which is very important. For an example, you are making that is for Adani. Okay, this location is basically related to this one, or you can make it to the different location. So this is the main question. Somebody, the client will ask you that the location can associated to the different legal entities or to the one legal entity only. So you can tell them that location can associate it to two different or maybe there's so many legal entity. It depends on the requirement. So these are the questions. I think that is a very basic questions and somebody I think most of the guys whom I'm also taking the interviews that will be lacking on these questions. That these are the basic questions that how the legal entity is associated to the different legal entities. Okay, so these things you need to remember while doing the interviews or while doing the preparation of success factor. So this is very important things. Okay. Now coming to again
I have
on,
a question.
yes, Kirti.
Yeah, so legal entities can be in two or more locations, is it?
Yeah, for an example, legal entity is consolidating or associated to one country only. Okay, but the location would be in India. There are four locations, or maybe the five locations, 26 locations. Also, the company is working. Okay. For an example,
Okay.
I'll take the example of Infosys. If they are working on in Delhi location, Delhi NCR, they are having the Bangalore location, Pune location, Hyderabad location. Okay. So they all will make here the location that is with the legal entity with Infosys, BPM. There is a one legal entity, Infosys BPM, and the other location is the different one. So you can make the different legal entities with the one location. Are you getting
Okay.
my point?
Yeah, yeah, got it.
Or maybe I'll give you the another example for what we can say. Just give me a second. The Tata is having the two branches. Okay, one is the legal entity with India only. The other is also having the legal entity that is with India only. Okay, but the different business unit they are having, so that's why they are making the two different legal entities. But the location for two different legal entities is Delhi. Okay, so Delhi is the common location that for two legal entities. So you need to make the associations here for two legal entities. Okay, so this is you need to be very careful while asking the work what we can say the requirement gathering. So you can ask that these location can associate it to only this legal entity, or are you making the different legal entities also in the system? So that is totally depend. I will give you some work also like from tomorrow onwards to for the better understanding. You need to make these org structure and all these things like of the all location and these things. Okay, like again coming to the point onto the PPT. Just give me a second. Okay, okay. Here I was covered like the org structure. Okay, afterwards we were having the location group which I've told you. Some of the companies like making the uh, grouping of the different location under the one location group. For let's say the Delhi NCR, they are making the Delhi NCR is a one location group in which the locations are Delhi, Noida, Ghaziabad, and maybe they are including Meerut also, other locations also in that. So these are the locations, and they are making the association with location group. Okay. Some of the custom objects we are making also in the system. Okay. For an example, they are looking of some sub departments. The departments are there that is from the SAP side, but they want to make the sub departments all in the system also. For an example, the finance is a department, but they are want to make the finance with finance manufacturing, finance retail, they want to segregate that departments also so they can make the custom objects there also. So that is a possibility we are having in the system that we can make the custom objects also there. Okay, then we have the job structure. So I already told you that the job structure or the job functioning is basically different from the position. Position is basically the person is sitting onto the seat in the company. Okay, for function job structure or the job function is basically they will let you know that what the person is doing in the company, that what are the KRAs of that person in the company. Okay, the job functional, that is the human resource. It tells what are the basic key responsibilities the person is having in the company. Okay, the finance, the same goes with finance. Okay, the person human resources is having the different subtypes also, the classification like HR generalist, the regional HR manager, okay, system manager, cab analyst, whatever like of the talent acquisition you can take here also. So these are the classifications of the person on the basis of the function. Okay. In similar way, the finances, this define the structure of the structure of any of the job in the company. So this is very important to make there also because this will relate it to every of the employee. You need to, when the job info is there, so you need will have the everything there. Okay, I will explain you after this. In the employee profile, the job in the job information, you can see everything there, like the job structure and pay structure. Now we will talk about the pay structure. The pay group is basically like in what manner we are giving the pays to the to any of the employee. It means like pay group is basically like of the annually, monthly, or maybe the weekly, how the group is made there. Okay, pay grades is basically like the classification onto the pay grade. It means like the person is a grade one, grade two, grade three. Okay, the person is having the salary onto the basis of grades. Okay, the components. What are the components we are giving them? It means like the recurring or non-recurring. Recurring means on onto the monthly basis, weekly basis, hourly basis, we are giving these components. Non-recurring means the one-time bonuses. It means the person is joining the company, so he will get the one-time bonus in the start or maybe in the end. Okay, after completing 1 year. So these are the bonuses or in the non-recurring. Okay, these are the groups which consolidate these pay components, maybe onto the basis of the recurring and non-recurring. That these are the component group. Frequency means like we are giving them on weekly basis, hourly basis, or maybe what are the frequency of these pay components, how we are defining these components. Okay, these all are interrelated as a structure. Like legal entity is associated to this. Like in the same way, the pay structure is associated one to one. Okay. So pay range, what is pay range? Like this is the minimum range we are making for this position. This is the mid range. This is the max range. Okay, we are making for this for any of the foundation object for any of the employee. Okay, geozone is basically onto the basis of location. Also, we are making the pay consideration. It means like in Mumbai there is some other components which we need to add in the pay slip. Okay, in the salary there is something which is not in the Delhi that we cannot make in the on the basis of the geographical. Okay, on the basis of locations also there are some sort of components which we are adding in the salaries. Okay, that needs to be very careful that how like in Bangalore there was some like of the different components which we need to add as per like of the Bangalore what we can say the Bangalore norms which we are having for payslip, but in the Delhi answer we are not having that, so we can make the different geo zone pay grades also the association with the pay group, so it will be segregation of the pay structure onto the basis of location, onto the basis of components, recurring, non-recurring, these all things. You got to know about like in the coming sessions also. So this is the org structure which generally defines the everything in the company. That I told you that cost center is associated to department, to division, to business unit, to legal entity. Same goes with the location, location group, then to geo zone. Same goes to the job code, to the job functionality. That job code is a job classification that I have explained. Same goes with the pay grade and pay groups. Okay, this is the delivered org structure from the SAP SuccessFactors sites. But suppose the current structure in the company is like in this way. Okay, the company is having legal entity, org unit, and personal area. Farah, you were asking about this. So in this way, SAP SM is having the structure that they are having the personal sub areas, personal area, these all things. We need to ask them that this personal area is basically the division. Personal sub area is the department. We need to make very clear that business area is the business unit there. Okay, so we need to ask them each and every question so we can make our system in this way, because we need to deliver the office structure to any of the client in this way only. We cannot make in this way. Okay, next we propose the structure what we are having in this way. So you were having this thing, the company gives you this thing, the current structure in the SAP HCM. Now you are making in this way that the group legal entity, there are two legal entities which are making the group entities there. Okay, these are the sectors they are having. These are the business unit, divisions, department, cost center. Personal area we are not taking, so we are taking as a work locations. We are not having that. These all related to the position. job families, job roles. These all things we need to very specific about. What is employee class? Employee class is basically like on which classes like we are defining the employees. Like somebody is having the different pay components, different pay grades, so they are having different employee classes. Okay. Employee type is like basically these are the part time, full time, these all things. So we need to make the employee types also. Okay, this slide I have already explained you. These are the mapping from SAP HCM to the success factor. Okay, how we are making the things. I need to explain one more thing that was like not pay structure. Just give me a second. Okay, yeah, I'm just sharing my screen again for. Okay, what I'm trying to explain you, that is all the things which I've explained you, that coming under the employee profile. Okay, if you can see here. Okay, so in employee details, you can go on to the job information, that is the job description. No, not a job description, job information. And in job information, you can see each and everything which I've explained you. Job classification is here, job title, pay grade, regular, temporary, that is the employee type, FT, full-time employee, employee class is here. Okay, everything, pay scale type, country. Okay, other than this, whatever the information related to the position, that is coming in organization information, that for which position the person is working, time in position. Okay, uh, organization information, these all things like coming under this. Okay, so these all things can be captured under these portlets. These are very important portlets for any of the like employee or any of the legal entity which we are making as per the requirement. So this is from my side for today's session. Please let me know from your side any of the questions, like that is for 10 minutes I have. If you have any question, otherwise we can wrap up this call. Also, I need to share one more thing. Just give me a second. So you can contact because from tomorrow onwards, you can need to enroll for the session. So you have, do you guys have these information that from this number and the email ID to contact to Eurogigs?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So any questions for today's session? Please let me know. Or any, everything is clear from your side.
It's not that clear, but I mean, like if we practice, then we will be able to, figure out the exact structure and how you showed today. So once we are creating ourselves, so we will be more, in a position to understand better.
Sure. And I think the things which we am explaining, that is much in depth, or do you want like more clarities or the things? Please let me know. We can do that also. Okay.
As of now, it's fine.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. So tomorrow, like once we will have the session, so we'll explain you more in the detailed way, and I'll ask the team to share the this credentials also like with you once you enroll. So you will have the system, so you can make some sort of changes, and I will give you some work also on daily basis, so you can configure in the system. So because I want you guys to be more implemented with the configuration and everything perspective, so you can explain them in the better way any of the client, and you can configure. You don't want to be any help like from other side. You will have the knowledge to do anything like in the success factor, which is my motive to do.
I had a question yesterday
Yes,
regarding
Kirti.
certification, I mean the certificate after completion of the course?
Yeah, that I confirm from the team that you will get the certificate from Unobix as the completion of the SuccessFactor course from Unobix.
Okay.
Okay,
Will we
but
have
for,
any tests or something at the end of
mm,
the course?
that the test is on the daily basis. I think I have a plan that is like on daily basis. I will give you something, and you need to do these things for that, and that is not related to the certification. After completion of that, that will be the completion certificate. You will get it from the team. But my motive is to get the better understanding for you because with the certification from EC also like from SAP side also Kirti, there is no such value I can say because if you have that practical knowledge in any of the interviews, if you can give 3 to 4 answers in this way, like these are the things that we have done in the system. So I think any company can take you. Nothing has to be. They will ask you about the certification and the anything. They will ask you about like what knowledge you have having onto the success factor.
Okay, okay, got it.
Okay. Thanks everyone. Tomorrow we will connect on the same time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Welcome.